Hi, so today we're going to have a look at this. It's a RGB LED strip that is app controlled. Believe we've obviously Bluetooth control, we've got voice control, music control, general sort of control with the app, etc, etc. So good for mood lighting, that sort of thing. Yeah, anything you can really think of, I suppose. So this has been kindly supplied by KooPower. They've sent it over to me to have a look at and check it out. So yeah, this is the box it comes in. So we get the rear, so SMD 5050 LEDs, 5 to 24 volts, 10 watts, color temperature, yeah, you can see that there. Remote distance, visible distance 30 meters, so yeah, I'm guessing Bluetooth. Light distance 15 centimeters. I don't know why they've specified that, but yeah, you can't get that anyway. Yeah, so basics there, gives you some sort of pictures of ideas for mood lighting. Got the KooPower app and the instructions QR code on the back. So let's pop it open and see what we get inside. Right, so we've got here is our little connector. So that's got our power in. It's going to be our Bluetooth receiver, and that's going to plug into the LED strip. We also get a power pack as well. 12 volts, 1 amp, and reasonable length for cable on it. Basic user guide. It sort of explains, you know, how to connect it up. It's pretty straightforward, these sort of things. And then we get our LED strip at the bottom. So let's get all this out, put that to the side. So yeah, it's going to be a very sort of basic, straightforward setup with something like this. You're probably quite familiar with certain things like these ones. A lot of LED strips you get, the connectors will have this typical 4-pin arrangement. So you get that. They do give you another male to male 4 pins, so that would be on the basis of things like extending the length of the tape, so daisy chaining the tape, which you can do depending on obviously power requirements, etc. You do get a little self-adhesive sticky pad to stick the remote down with. So like I said, power plug there, and then this is our tape in here. So let's get this one out. Okay, so we've got a nice real tape. I believe this is 5 meters worth of tape, and yeah, as you can see, you have the connector on there. So they've gone with the waterproof style tape. So this is standard RGB tape, so this is not your WS28, I can never remember the name now. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's not the type, the RGB addressable tape. This is just ones where they have the individual red, green and blue chips in them, which is good because that would mean that you could just use that controller to power any kind of RGB tape. And no doubt the very end of the tape probably has another one of these connectors on. So all you really need to do effectively is connect this to this. Now it does say on here GRB, okay, and on here it's GRB. So you do need to make sure you match these up. Don't go putting it upside down, because you might fry it. If you don't fry it, you'll certainly cause some issues where it's not going to recognize it. So we want that simply to plug in like so. So that's pretty straightforward. As you can imagine, power supply goes in there, and all we've got to do now is give it some power and download the app. So let me get that done and we'll have a little play and see what it's like. So if you scan the QR code or just search KooPower, so this is the app on the Play Store, KooPower Light Mesh. I'm not too sure if they have this app available on iOS yet. It doesn't state on the box, but yeah, it is available for Android. So we'll get that installed. It's 35 meg, and then we'll go through the setup process. I expect it's going to be a case of probably powering this device. It will find it, and then we should have full control. Okay, so that's just installing now, nice and quick. So let's open that app up. Now I'm hoping we don't have a whole kind of login thing. Access location, yeah, okay, why, I don't know. Right, so this is the sort of thing I don't like. Okay, so we are forced that we have to sign up for an account just to use this strip. I don't really like that sort of method. I know it's obviously not a cloud-based strip, but it is the fact that you are having to sign up for an account just to use an LED strip. So not best impressed with that. What do they say about why I must sign in? To be able to be remote controlled and workable with Amazon Echo after signing in. Okay, so presumably they're allowing you can use your Amazon device, maybe your Google Home device, to tell the lights to come on, and although this is not actively making a connection to the internet directly, it's presumably using your phone's connection to verify and communicate over to the LED strip. So it'd be nice if they gave you the option just to continue without that. Don't bother having, I don't want to use Alexa, it's fine, I just want to play with my lights. But yeah, so it looks like I'm going to have to sign up, so I'll get that done and I'll be right back. Okay, so the account setup process was pretty straightforward, to be fair, just email address and password. So it's asking me to plug in the tape, which I have done, and this is currently what it's doing. So on the app now it says we need to create a new location. We'll just name this location 1. Now hopefully this will find it, so click to add new device, lamp name, blah blah blah. Okay, no device is added, add device. So what do we want? Lamp switch other, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. Controller, there we are, so it's found it as controller. So we'll click on that. Okay, we've gone green, so that's kind of verified that we have linked over to it. And there we are, currently on power 100%. Alright, okay, so let's have a little play, shall we? So presumably on off, yeah, we can do all that. So we click on controller 1. So we got here standard color wheel, so you can obviously just move across and pick any kind of color we want. So kind of go red, kind of want to go more white, so you can in the center. So yeah, just your standard color wheel, just go around. You got some standard presets here, so just red, green, blue. You can also add your own DIY presets. So you long press to say current color. So say you wanted to go for a kind of, I don't show up very well on the lights, but you just pick a color that you want, and then you just long press DIY, and then that saved it in there, so you can just go back to that color nice and easily. So let's have a look at functions. So we've got 7 color crossfade, red gradual change, green gradual change. Okay, so let's play with these. So 7 color crossfade. So that should just go through different colors. What I will do is I'll turn out the main lighting, see if that makes a bit of a difference. Make it a bit easier to see. Yeah, so just basically cycling through various colors. You've got the options to do your speed and brightness, so you can obviously speed it up like that. We can also just increase our brightness up to 100% as well. So red gradual change, basically pulsating red. I'm guessing that these are going to be just pulsating as well, which they are, standard pulsating. Okay, so customs, custom mode, click to create. So let's have a look at that. Click the button to change the color and delete the color. Okay, so we can kind of choose various colors here that we want to cycle through. And yeah, that should then click on that, that's gone through, and now that should reset the speed in the thing, so that will now just cycle through the colors that you have defined under custom. So yeah, you have a bit of playing around with that, that's not too bad. Microphone, guessing this is going to be some kind of, yeah, so yeah, kind of play a bit of music, going to beat towards the music. Music just allows you to select music from your phone. Camera, why, I don't know what we're trying to look at. Okay, so camera looks like we can do some capturing of colour. So let's have a look and try something. We got say this glue stick here, that kind of orangey colour. Let's try and get a picture of that. Capture colour. Okay, and then what happens now? I don't know. I should just capture the colour. Oh, yeah, there we are. So now I've done that on the. I know I've pressed it twice, but yeah, let's try with something else. Box of screws. It's kind of a red colour. So capture that. Yeah, so I think it has just changed. If we try the desk, that should, yeah, changes to something like that. So yeah, it's using a kind of crudish, get the sort of, you know, use your phone to get an idea of what colour something is, and then it will try to set the LED tape to be a similar colour to that. So yeah, you're not going to match colours perfectly, but that's an interesting little feature. So that seems to be pretty much what the app does. You do have, so what do you got here? Timer list, so you can set timer to allow it to come on and off at certain times, so that could be useful. Obviously your standard power on and off, device information, MAC address, firmware revision, you can reset device, you can add to groups, so you can group obviously various devices together. Doesn't say anything about updating firmware, so I don't know if it has that ability to update the firmware. It's obviously name the controller, location's location 1, so if you want obviously location, you set that when you're setting this up, I'd imagine. Otherwise you won't be able to change it. So groups and scenes, so scene 1, I'm guessing this is going to be, yeah, so adding different things to different scenes. I'm not quite sure what the difference is there between scenes and groups. Oh yes, firmware update there, so that's interesting. So I don't quite know how we got share control, so that might be what we're looking at. No, so share control, we can share is either an administrator or visitor via email, so you can email somebody and let them have control of it from their location should you wish. Yeah, I'm not seeing how this would work with Alexa. Maybe it'll work with Alexa on the phone. I don't know if it will. I'll tell you what, because I think I've got Alexa on here. Let's just see if you can add it as a device on here. Let's just have a look. So let's look. Add device. Add device. So no. Just put in KooPower. No, it doesn't come up with that. So I don't know. So we add light. We've got a list of makes on here, but we don't seem to have KooPower down. So yeah, I don't quite know what the situation is with that one. I'm sure I could dig into it and figure it out. I'm not really intending to use it for that purpose at the moment, but yeah, obviously it does look like you do have some ability at some point to link with either Amazon or Google. So let's try firmware update, just see if it actually has anything. No, latest firmware, so there's nothing there. So yeah, what can I say really? That's pretty much it. App controlled, 5 meters of tape, which is good, and yeah, so Bluetooth mesh. I don't like the way this is spinning around in here. That's a bit concerning. It's just plasticky, but the fact this is spinning, that doesn't bode well, in my opinion. Let's have a closer look at that before we finish up. So yeah, you can see that this is pretty much just spinning around in here, so that hasn't been fixed very well. Now that does of course mean that those wires are going to effectively snap at some point, so that's not ideal. That might be something that's well, something I'm sure can be easily repaired, popping the lid off, putting a bit of glue down there, so that's not too bad. So this does state 100 watts is the maximum output power of this. Doesn't feel like it's going to deal with 100 watts, but I'm sure it does. So yeah, that's just basically what it is. It's a app controlled LED strip. So yeah, I mean, you could just get standard ones with your little multicolored remote buttons really, but yeah, if you are looking in the market for one that can be controlled by your phone, it does obviously give you a few more features compared to a standard sort of remote control based one, which often just have various presets and that's it. So you do get more features for custom colors, and no doubt you can create scenes and link various strips up together to do some kind of automation, but yeah, quite how it links in with the whole smart home thing, I'm not too sure. That's something I might look into again in the future, but yeah, nice bit of kit. Apart from that cable, I don't see any major problems with it, but yeah, that's my only sort of real concern. That's going to break at some point. Saying daisy chain, and it's brilliant. So yeah, good bit of kit, don't mind it, and thank you KooPower for sending it over to have a look at. So if you do like that video guys, please give it a big thumbs up, please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I will catch you for the next one very soon. Stay safe.